Good morning, students. I hope you have watched my previous video in which I have explained the linear search technique. So in linear search technique, one thing I just wanted to tell. In that method, we are using a break statement. That break statement is very important because that break statement will terminate the further process of loop. Because that break statement will execute only when the search item will be present in the array list. So when the search item found in array list, so we no need to check the further elements in the array. So immediately we need to make the value of a flag variable 1 and then immediately break statement should execute. So this break statement is very important, and in examination this break statement will carry 1 marks. So if you will write break statement, so you will get 1 marks. If you will not write break statement, then you will lose 1 marks. Without break statement also we can make the program of linear search method, but there the iterations will be more, and if the search item this technique got in the beginning of the array list, then also your program will check all the elements. So this is unnecessarily we are checking the elements. We need to check only the search item, and when the search item found, then immediately we need to terminate it. So break statement is very important. So today I am going to explain the another searching technique, and the name of that another searching technique is binary search. So this binary search technique is a very popular searching technique because this search technique takes minimum number of repetition to check whether a search item is available in the array list or not. This is very popular because in this technique we need to divide the array into 2 halves, and this technique will check the search item either in the first half or in second half. So only in the half of the array the search item will be searched. So it takes less number of times or minimum number of repetition to search an item. One thing is very important before using this binary search technique. One condition is there with this. The condition is, before performing binary search method, we need to check whatever array we are using, that array should be sorted either in ascending order or in descending order. The array must be sorted either in ascending order or in descending order. So this is very important for this binary search technique. Array must be sorted. If the array is not sorted, then this technique will not work. One more thing is important with this. The array must be sorted either in ascending order or in descending order, and in which order the array is sorted, you must know the order, whether it is in ascending order or in descending order. If you are knowing in which order the array is sorted, then only you can perform this binary search technique. So 2 things we need to remember. First thing, array must be sorted either in ascending or descending. Second thing, in which order array is sorted, you must know the order, ascending order or descending order. So these 2 things is very important. You have to remember always before performing the binary search technique. So this binary search technique works on dividing the array. So that I am going to explain how it works. So one example I am giving. Assume that this is the array. This is the array. This is the index value. And there are some values. 5, 7, 8, 15, 22, 25, 39 and 52. This is the array, and this array is sorted in which order? This array is sorted in ascending order. This order must be known. And on this array, we want to perform the binary search technique. So, assume that whatever you want to search, suppose you want to search 8. 8 we want to search. So, to search on a particular item in the array list, so this process is divided into different steps. So that steps one by one I will explain. So the first step is step 1. Step 1 is, this is an array and we have to divide it. So divide anything, we need to is the beginning and at the last. If you are knowing the two end, then only we can divide the things. So the first end is this and the second end is this. So we have to store the first index in the first end and the last index the last end. So this is called lower to store the first end, and this is called upper to store the last index. So lower is used to store the first index of the array and upper is used to store the last index of the array. Next step, step 2. We need to divide the array, and after dividing the array, we need to know the middle point, the midpoint of the array. So to know the midpoint, M we have to use, and how we will know the midpoint? When we will add the first end and the upper end, and after that we need to divide. Lower plus upper divided by 2. So when we will do this, then middle point will go. So this is the second step. The third step, what we have to do, step 3, we need to check the search item is equals to the value present on this midpoint or not. So how we will check? If S equals to n is the name of the array of midpoint. N is the name of the array, M is the middle index which we got after dividing the array by 2. If it is equal, so whatever process we did in linear search method, the same thing we will do. We will use the flag variable equals to 1 and break. Fourth step. Step 4. If the search item is not equals to the value present on the midpoint, it is not possible the same value will be got. if it is not rotating. So we have to check the search value, whatever value we want to search, is less than the value available on the mid index. Whether the search value, the search item is less than the value present on the mid index. So for that, what condition we will write? We will write if S less than n of m. If S less than n of m means if S less than whatever middle index you will receive. If it is, if this condition is true, it means where should be the search item? Just remember 0 plus 7 divided by 2. 0 plus 7 will be 7. 7 divided by 2, what will be the result? 3, not 3.5, because we are using all integer values. So 3 will come. So this is in midpoint, mid index. So what we are checking? We are checking this 3 will be the value of m. M equals to lower plus upper divided by 2. What it is checking? 8 less than n of m. M is 3. M is 3 means what value it will access? 15. 8 less than 15. Condition is true. So if this condition comes true, it means whatever value we want to search, that value is available in which half? First half or in second half? If the search item is less than midpoint, and we are knowing the array is sorted in ascending order. If it is sorted in ascending order, and if the search item is less than the mid index value, then the value is definitely available in first half. We no need to check the second half. So in this situation, what we will do? We need to change the value of upper bound. Whatever two and we have taken a lower and upper. So in the first half, this is first half and this is second half. So in the first half, if the value is available in the first half, so this lower bound value is available. Upper bound value 7 is not available in the first half. So we need to change the value of upper bound. So it will be upper equals to m minus 1. Next step. Step 5. If this condition is also false, if the search value is not less than the value available on the mid index, then what happened? In this case, else the value should be in second half, and if the value will be if the value is available in second half, then the upper bound value is available in the second half. The lower bound value is not available in the second half. So we need to change the value of lower bound. Lower equals to n plus 1. So this is the complete process. And this process from step 2 to step 5, we have to repeat many number of times till the value of lower bound is less than or equals to the value of upper bound. So this should be the condition in the loop. Lower bound less than equals to upper bound. So this from step 2 to step 5 we have to keep inside a loop, and that loop will be while loop, because we don't know how many steps how many repetition it will take to search a particular value. So we need to use while loop, and in the while loop we will write a condition while lower less than equals to upper. After this, step 5, one more step is also left. Step 6. Just like in linear search, after the loop we have to check the value of flag. In the same way here also we have to check the value of flag. If flag equals to 1, then what we have to do, system.out.println search successful, else system.out.println search unsuccessful. The same thing whatever we have used in the previous program. This is the steps. These steps you must remember while performing the binary search technique. So the first step, two bound we have to use. Lower bound, upper bound, the value of lower will be 0 and the value of upper will be the last index of the array. Remember, the second step is we need to find the mid index. How we will find the mid index? Lower plus upper divided by 2. Third step, we need to check the value available on the mid index is equals to and search item. So for that, what condition we will write? If s equals to name of the array, assume that m of m. M is the mid index. N of m. If it is equal, in the third step, if the condition is satisfied, so flag will be 1 and then immediately we have to write break. Here also break statement is very important. Break you have to use, and that should be in curly brackets, because when the condition is true, then both statements should execute. Flag equals to 1 and break, two statements are there. So for two statement we need to use curly brackets. If you will not write curly bracket, then what happened? Only one statement will execute, flag equals to 1. Break statement will not execute. Afterwards you will write the another condition, so compiler will be confused. So dangling else problem will come. Dangling if problem will be there. So keep in your brain. After if, two statements are there, curly bracket. This mistakes you did in the previous program. One program I was given and some of you have sent. So this was the problem. So don't forget this. So this is the third step. This bracket should be there, very important. For two statements we need to execute. Fourth step is, if this condition is false, it is not necessary the search item will be the value available on the mid index. It is not necessary. So what we have to do, we have to check whatever value we are searching, that value is less than the value available on mid index or not. If the search element or search value or search item is less than the value available on the mid index, then where should be the value? In first half. So if it is available in the first half, so we need to change the value of upper bound, because this is available till here. This will be ignored. Only 3 elements are there, 5, 7, 8. The value are available whether in this first element, second element, third element. So here the value of lower bound is available, the value of upper bound is not available, so we need to change the value of upper bound. So what value we need to change? Upper equals to m minus 1. Keep in mind, very important. Next step, if the search item is not less than the value available on the mid index, so definitely it will be more than the value available on the mid index. If the condition is false, the step 4, if the condition is false, it means value is available in second half, because the search value is greater than the value available on the mid index. So in this case, the value will be in this half. 1, 2, 3, 4 elements are there, 4 blocks are there. 22, 25, 39, 42. These are the values. So in this half, the value of upper bound is available, the value of lower bound is not available. So we need to change the value of lower bound. So the value of lower bound we have to change. Lower equals to m plus 1. M plus 1 means the value of m will be 3, 3 plus 1 will be 4. So now it will start from 4 to 7. This is the logic. So this is the step 5. And from step 2 to step 5 we have to keep inside the loop, because this we need to repeat many times. And how many times we need to repeat, we don't know. So in this situation we will use while loop, and the condition will be lower less than equals to upper. Whatever lower variable we are using and whatever upper variable we are using. So lower less than equals to upper, we have to write all the steps from 2 to 5. After writing step 5, step 6, this is the last step of this binary search technique. If flag equals to 1, flag equals to 1, why we are doing? When the value of flag will be 1, when the search item will be equals to the value available on mid index, then only the value of flag will be 1, otherwise the value of flag will be 0 only. And when the value of flag will be 1, it means the search item is available in the array list. And if it is available in the array list, it means whatever process we want to do, that process is completed. We just wanted to search, and that search process is over. And when the search process is over, so no need to execute the programs again and again. So immediately we need to break. Break is used to terminate the loop. So immediately the loop, whatever we are using, one loop we are using, I have said one loop we will use to write all the steps from 2 to 5. So this step 2 to 5 will terminate immediately, and immediately where the control will come? Step 6. And then this step 6 will execute, flag will be 1, and then it will print search successful. So this is the binary search technique. Very important, very easy. Only you have to remember the steps. So that I am going to explain these steps in a program. So the question is for that, write a program to input numbers in an array and input a search value. Assume that the values available in array is sorted in ascending order. Input the values in an array and assume that all the values are in a particular order, and that order is ascending order. We need to input a search value and we need to check the search element is available in the array list or not. If it is available, so we need to print search successful, otherwise we need to print search unsuccessful. This is the program. So BlueJ method I will use, and if it is written to input 10 numbers, 15 numbers, 20 numbers, in this case we have to use scanner class. So here I am not going to use scanner class, I am going to use BlueJ method. But in BlueJ method I have assumed that the user entered all the numbers in ascending order. So class binary while main the array two things we have input. We have to find the length of the array. Int L equals to n dot length. Flag variable is required. These two variables are required. Some more variables are also required. I have told lower bound we have to use, upper bound we have to use. Upper bound will be L minus 1, the last index. Afterwards we need a middle value to store the mid index. So these variables are required. L is used to store the length of the length. Flag is used to store when the search item are found in the array list, then the value of flag will be 1, otherwise it will be 0. Lower to store the first index of the array. Upper is used to store the last index of the array. So the length is L, L minus 1 will be the last index. M is a variable to store the mid index of the array. So these variables are required. Now this first step we have already done, I have explained. Now after that what I have told, from step 2 to step 5 you have to write inside a loop, and that loop should be while loop. So that loop I am going to write. While lower less than equals to upper. Okay. Now the second step, n equals to lower plus upper divided by 2. Now third step, if s equals to n of m, then flag equals to 1 and then break. So this is step 3. Step 4, if s less than n of m, so upper equals to m minus 1, else step 5, lower equals to m plus 1. We have to close this one here. Now step 6, if flag equals to 1, search successful. Else search unsuccessful. So this is the program. So that program I am going to explain. This is step 1. This is step 2. This is step 3. This is step 4, this is step 5, and this is step 6. 6 steps I told. So assume that this is the array. Two, 7, 9, 15, 22, 28, 31, 36. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going to write all the variables. L I have used, then flag we have used, then lower bound we have used, then upper bound we have used, then middle point I have used. So there are 5 variables we have used. N equals to n dot length. N dot length means how many elements are there? 8 elements. So it will be 8. Flag will be 0, lower bound will be 0, and upper I have written L minus 1. L is 8, 8 minus 1, 7. M will be 0. Okay? Now come to the loop. While lower less than equals to upper, lower is 0 and upper is 7. Condition is true. M equals to lower plus upper divided by 2. Lower is 0, upper is 7. 0 plus 7 divided by 2 will be 3. Now, S equals to n of m. Assume that you want to search 9. So S is 9. S equals to 9. And n of m is 3. So which value it will check? 15. 9 equals to 15. Condition is false. So these two statements will not execute. Now, else if S less than n of m. S is 9, n of m is 15. 9 less than 15. Condition is true. Upper equals to m minus 1. M is, what is the value of m? 3. 3 minus 1 will be 2. So this will be the value of upper. 2. 3 minus 1, 2. This else part will not execute. Now again it will check the loop. Lower less than equals to upper. Lower is 0, upper is 2. Condition is true. M equals to lower plus upper divided by 2. 0 plus 2 divided by 2 will be 1. Now this is the middle element. S is 9 equals to n of m. N of m is 7. 9 equals to 7. Condition is false. Again false. Both the statement will not execute. Now S is 9. N of m is 7. 9 less than 7. Condition is false. Then what happened? Step 5. Else lower equals to m plus 1. M is 2. 2 plus 1, 3. So the value of lower will be 2 plus 1, 3. Sorry. The value of m is 1. The value of m is 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. So this will be the value of lower. 2. Now the loop will check again. Lower less than equals to upper. Lower will be 2 and upper will be 2. Condition is true because equals to also we are checking. Again m equals to lower plus upper divided by 2 means 2 plus 2 divided by 2 will be 2. S equals to n of m. S is 9. N of m is 2 means 9. 9 equals to 9. Condition is true. When the condition will be true, flag will be 1. And then break will be terminate the loop. Where the control will come? To the step 6. This is step 6. Flag equals to 1. Flag is already 1. Search successful. It will print. It means whatever value we want to search, that value is present in the array. So the task is completed. So this is the program. You have to practice so many times, and after writing this program you can check the numbers. You can use the search element which is not available in the array, and let us see how you are checking. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.